I'm Alexis Gutierrez.
And I'm Gloria Kim.
Coming to you from Greenleaf First Grade.
Do you ever think to yourself, oh, I lost my sticky note again? Or how do I change and share this meeting notes with everyone else?
Well, we have the answer for that.
Google Keeps.
This is our topic for this week's Tech Tip Tuesday.
Hi everyone. Today we're going to be doing Google Keeps. Now, the Google Keeps app is in your class link. It looks like a yellow icon with a little light bulb on the inside right here. Now, if you don't have it, you can always add it, but since I already have it on my account, I'm just going to click right away. Now, Google Keeps is always awesome because you can always connect it to any Google account that you have. Now, I'm going to use the Splendora account that I have. Okay, we're good. So now, as you can see, I'm going to show you how to do a new Google Keeps. Now, we can do Google Keeps just by clicking right here. It says take a note. So I click on that note. I put a title however I want. You can write any notes. Now, I personally like to do a little checklist because I forget to do certain things. And so I'm going to write to do, and then I'm going to start making a list. Say DRA and lesson and call parent. And then, you know, you can continue your list on whatever you need to do. Now, say I need to share with my teammates on this list that they also need to do, right? I could add this little person with a little plus. It's my collaborators. I can put in their email. They can also edit, and they can also see it in their Google Keeps, and they get an email. Now, they can also be reminded. You can also be reminded by your Google Calendar. You can pick a date. You can pick a time, however long you want it away. You can love to color coordinate. Well, Google Keeps has that too. Say you have different classes and you have different colors, so you can do that as well. Say you need to put a picture in for your example or whatever you need, you can add a picture in there as well. Now, archiving is when you're finished with the note and you kind of want to just throw it away. Now, I highly recommend putting it into an archive rather than a trash can, because in archive you can always go back and check on it and look at it again and edit it again if you need to. Now, in trash can, after a while, it usually permanent deletes and almost is impossible to come back and get it. Now, say it's notes like a Canvas training and you're like, oh, I don't need it anymore, and then you need it again, right? And so you can always put it in the archives. You can find that in the archive area. And I like to clear mine out at the end of the year, so we can start a new slate. Now, you can always click on the three dots in any app. Usually there is something more that it can do. Now, I can delete it if I really wanted to. I can edit add a label. And so if I add a label, I can see I can add a first grade label or a need to do, or I can create a new label. And so that is a great way to organize if you need, because now these labels are on the side. So if I need to see everything a first grade team needs to see, then I can see that as well. Now, I like to just keep it all in my notes, but if you are editing and you say, oh my gosh, I clicked out of it, that's okay. All you got to do is click on that box again and it pops back up. You have your undo buttons if you need. Now, you can also pin it to the bar, and so if you pin it, it's just like putting it in a thumbtack and sticking it on a wall. It keeps it up at the top so that you can see it. Now, if I wanted to change my color to pink, I can do that as well. Now, you can also do that here in your drawings or anything you need. Now, you can also see it in a list view, but I have it in a grid view currently, which is a bunch of collages of whatever you have. But in a list view, it just cleans it up a little bit and just puts it in one long list. I like to personally have it in a grid view, but that's just my own aesthetic, right? And so you can always see these things on the side. I like to just keep it open on the notes part. Now, the cool thing about Google Keeps is that you can see it in any Google account. And so I'm going to pull up my calendar here. And as you can see, I took off all my personal stuff. But on the right side over here, if I drag my screen, I have my little icons here. And so this little button is the same icon. It says Keep. I click on it and it pulls up all of my Google Keeps that I have and or need to do. And so here I have the DRA. Say I had to do a DRA due at a certain time or a certain day. If I don't want to just put a reminder, I can just find that date, put it in my calendar, and I can see all of that. Say I needed to do a Google Calendar Canvas training, like meeting, send off, right? And so I can do that as well, put it in there. Now, the cool thing about Google Keeps, like I said, it's in any account, any Google app. And so I can click on our Google Docs here and say I needed to make notes about something during a meeting. So I'm taking notes during this meeting, okay? And then say I need to, oh my gosh, I have to remember I have to do this with this note. And so instead of taking a pencil out, trying to find a pencil and a sticky note, you literally don't even have to do any of that. It's already on your computer for you. And so now I could title it. I don't have to worry about finding another sticky note or losing that sticky note. I can just keep it all in one place. And it even connects it to my Google Docs here. And so when I go back here, I can see in this to-do list, I have it linked to my Google Docs, and I can click on it and it opens it back up to my Google Docs that I was already working on. And so that's the cool thing about Google Keeps. It's always there unless you delete it, obviously, right? And it's always easy to use and readily available in any Google app that you use. So Google Calendar, Google Docs, Google Slides, anything Google related, right? And we have all that access here on the class link. Thanks for hanging out. Links and tutorials for Google Keeps can be found under the Digital Learning button on the SISD Teaching and Learning Hub. Just press on the Canvas button on your ClassLink portal, open up to your Teaching and Learning Hub, then scroll down and choose the Digital and Learning button to find this app and lots of other great tech tip tools.
Thanks for spending time with us.
Meet us here back next week for another
Tech Tip Tuesday. Bye.